After 6 weeks in a remote prison in Russia, dozens of Greenpeace activists, including 2 Canadians, are being moved. The so-called Arctic 30 are traveling nearly 20 hours to another facility in St. Petersburg. Jennifer Hall is tracking that story and joins us now with more. So, Jennifer, what do we know about this transfer of the Greenpeace activists?
Nancy, this information is coming to us from Greenpeace, and that is our sole source on this. The federal government of Canada not confirming any of this, neither is the Russian government. But Greenpeace says they have heard that these 2 Canadians and their colleagues, Paul Ruzicki and Alexander Paul, will be on the move in the coming days. Now, they were all rounded up, 30 of them, September 18, charged with hooliganism, many of them still facing charges of piracy, contrary to previous reports, according to Greenpeace, after their attempts to protest with Greenpeace a Russian oil rig at the time. They have been imprisoned in Murmansk. Now, that is a remote, isolated port city. That's where they are right now, but we are being told that they will be moved to a prison in St. Petersburg. Arctic 30, as you say, Nancy, is what this group is known as. We do not know whether or not their prison conditions will be any better when they make that move. We do know from at least one note home to one of the families that they are being held in solitary confinement. The conditions are said to be cold and dark. We do know, however, that Alexander Paul managed to speak to his mother just last night for half an hour, the first time he's been able to speak to her in more than 40 days. And during that phone call, he says they are not being mistreated, although he said he has lost a lot of weight. He said he's using the time to learn how to speak Russian. He also cautioned his mother against coming to Russia at this time and said he is hoping to speak to her again soon, Nancy. So this latest bit of really, we don't know if it's a sign of hope or why this change is happening, but this move expected sometime to St. Petersburg.
Okay, look forward to hearing more about the transfer. But what is being done to try and release these activists, Jen?
Just last week, people may recall in Ottawa, family and friends of these 2 Canadians were protesting on Parliament Hill and making another appeal to Foreign Minister John Baird, who has been involved in their file. But they're asking for the government to do more to try to facilitate their release. Remember, it's now been more than 40 days. There's an online petition, and here's a sample of it, and it reads in part, the Canadian government was instrumental in securing the safe release of Canadians John Grayson and Tarek Loubani when they were illegally imprisoned in Egypt. We are calling for the same level of action to secure the safe release of Paul Ruzicki and Alexander Paul. So as for what is behind the move or even how they will make this prison move in the meantime, Nancy, we're not sure. It's more than 1,000 kilometers. We are trying to get more information as we can.
Okay, we'll stay tuned. Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.